coming to this postseason banquet for the 2023-2024 boys basketball season. This is the first time in a long time that we've had 3 levels of team in our program. And it's really nice to have that continuity throughout and to see so many faces here that we've seen several times throughout the season. It means a lot to us that the commitment, the support, dedication, and just the love that we feel every single time we interact with all of you. From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate everything that you do for us and for the kids. So give yourselves a round of applause. But we are here to celebrate the achievements and the work that our players have put in over the course of this past season. What we'll do first is we will start off with our freshman team and our freshman team head coach, Coach B.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you for a great season. It was my first season being a head coach for the freshmen, and I couldn't have asked for better students. So thank you. Let's get started with the players. First player is Gotham Gopinakonda. Gotham's impact on defense is what I appreciated the most. Next we have Aiden Nguyen. Aiden's willingness to keep asking questions to get better is what I appreciated. Next is Nico Sanchez. Nico's energy level was contagious and he was a great teammate to everybody. Next we have Austin Young. Austin was a great teammate to all of his peers. Next we have Rishi Reddy. And level is why he also won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Next up we have Jacob Narkevi. Jacob's immediate impact joining the season midway through is why he won the Defensive Player of the Year award. And lastly, Harjot Munger. Really allowed me to bring the standard for what I expected from this team, and that is why he is our most valuable player.
All right, up next is JV boys. This season was still a success. We probably tied for 3rd, I believe. But for lack of better words, they definitely survived the, let's just call it my intensity during practice. Only the players will probably understand that one. So this first award goes to a player that really was integral to our team, made his way into the rotation, and that would be Brian Navarro. Next one up, prime example of the person who took in what I said or maybe even yelled at some points, but kept on pushing through to become better, and that is Loris Ulrich. This next player is a player that I've had since last year. Definitely, if he was healthy, would have given the Defensive Player of the Year a run for his money, and that would be Jan Michel. Another player, if it wasn't for his injuries as well, would probably give the Offensive Player of the Year a run for their money. Definitely somebody, opponents definitely didn't want to leave one-on-one, and that would be Ivan Nyman. All right, this next player, he will tell you that he is the one of the fastest on the team. That is yet to be proven, but we'll just take his word for it. This player has also stepped up to the call. Like I said, we've had injuries this season, and when his name was called, he rose to the occasion. That would be Anand Kokapal. We'll see that 40 times. This next player is definitely one of the best defenders on our team. Top in rebounds, top in blocks. You know you change the game when I literally tell everybody to just let everybody go, let the opponents go into the paint, because this guy will just block them. Just let him go. And that would be Rishabh Muniganti. Oh, defensive player too. Alright. This next player, definitely one of our shining stars. Won Offensive Player of the Year for us, and in the eyes of the other coaches, won First Team All-League, and that would be Hayden Nguyen. Last but not least, it is probably our most efficient player on the team. All the numbers show. We relied on him on both ends of the court, offense and defense. If anything that I asked for, he came to the call, and that would be our MVP, Nicholas Paulson. He also got second team all league.
All right.
Also, thank you, parents.
So yeah, now kind of close it out here with varsity. So, this year was our first year back in the A division since the pandemic started, really. I knew that it was going to be tough. I think our players knew that it was going to be tough. A lot of teams were very senior heavy. A lot of teams had a lot of size, a lot of athleticism, and a lot of talent. But we held our own, and even though our record wasn't what we wanted it to be at 11 and 12, 4 and 8 in the league, we were still within a couple of baskets here and there within most of the games that we played, especially in the second half of the season. And I think we surprised a lot of people with how good we played as a unit. Unfortunately, we had a tough first round loss in the playoffs this year. But our guys gave everything that they had every single time they were out there on the floor, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. So I'm really proud of the way that our team played this year, and so just a quick round of applause for everybody. Okay, just gonna announce some people that aren't here. Either they're at like some basketball tournament right now or another school-related issue. So we have Eason Chen. We have Emmett Rashid, Jackson Nguyen, Donovan Trung, and Justin Campbell. All right, so the first player here, he was an integral part of JV during the 2022-2023 season. When he came to varsity, there was a new level of physicality that he had to get used to in the beginning, and he did struggle for it a little bit, but throughout the season, he started to prove throughout in practice, going up against bigger guys, and the physicality that some of our seniors gave to him, he improved dramatically, and I'm expecting big things from him next year. That's Ryan Penguin. Nice. Nice. All right, this next player, I asked this player to do quite a bit that he wasn't really comfortable with or hadn't had a lot of experience in. When we needed somebody to run point guard of our third unit, I asked him to do it, and he, gracefully accepted. And in the beginning, he really struggled quite a bit to understand how to play point guard because he played the 3 spot for most of his career. But as the season went on, I knew that he was going to be able to develop into it because of his basketball IQ and his ability to generate offense. So I was really proud of the way that this player stepped up to the table, and again, also looking forward to big things from him next year. That's Ishan Dave. Ruined it. All right, this next player was on varsity last year as a sophomore. It's kind of seen as like, you know, the little brother of many of the seniors, especially, you know, one of the things that happened during the not this season, but the previous one was a very unfortunate injury that happened at the end of the season that derailed his chances to play in the playoffs. And, you know, it really hurt the team quite a bit when that happened, and you know, a lot of emotions happened in that time. He spent most of the offseason getting himself back on track and ready to play, and he did an excellent job with that. He started to increase his strength, his ball handling ability, his playmaking, and is definitely one of the best defenders that we have on this team, and we're going to be leaning on him quite heavily next year with the amount of progress he's made. Our most improved player, Parth Gunga. All right, before we get to the next players, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize our class of 2024. You know, I've been through a lot with these guys, and they've been through a lot with me and for me. You know, all the things that I've asked them to do over the years, the trainings, the summer leagues, the coach job workouts, you know, the practice times, you know, being here super late at night for a couple years in a row, you know, the amount of competition we played against, the growth and maturation that I have seen from this class of seniors has been pretty much unparalleled. You know, I really truly felt like this was a special class as soon as I realized that I had them when they came in as freshmen during the pandemic school year. And to just have watched them grow and mature into the young men that they are today has meant the world to me. Not just as basketball players, but as people. Each one of them has grown in a very, very special way. And you know, my heartfelt gratitude goes out to the effort, the dedication, and the commitment that you guys showed, not just to me or the school or the program, but to yourselves. So a round of applause for our seniors. So this first senior here, you know, his parents have known me since I was a baby. They worked with my father during the 90s, and they used to come over. I mean, I was too young to even remember what the hell was going on back then. But it was funny when I met them for the first time after all this time, and they remembered who I was, and they reminded me of who they were. And I was very, very shocked to see that their son is now at EV playing for me. And it kind of came full circle in that regard. So this player, Ajay, he's one of the most athletic players that we had. He could just dunk at will. It's funny when we do those workouts at Coach Jaws and everybody's trying to do their verts, and then the moment Ajay steps up to the vert machine, everyone just walks away because they know they're not going to beat him. And then he's just jumping out of the building every single time. It was a really pleasure to watch that and watch him grow over the years. So Ajay Saravanan. All right, this next guy, you know, I not only had him as a basketball player, but as a student in my AP Environmental Science class. You know, one of the things about Musa is that he could get hot very quickly, and you know, we had a nickname for him. It was the microwave, right? Because every single time he'd come to the game, he hit a basket, we'd all just go ding, right? Like the food was done. And yeah, but it was honestly like, you know, he was our DJ pregame for every single time we had pregame music. You know, the guys trusted him with that, which is a big honor. You know, I understand what that's like on a basketball team. And you know, just an all-around great guy to be around, and a really wonderful person, Musa Hassan. All right, this next player, you know, I remember when he came in as a freshman, he was pretty athletic, but he didn't really have that great looking of a shot. I remember talking to him a couple of times in the off season and giving him a couple of pointers. And I didn't really coach him up on it. I just told him 3 things to do. And then 2 days later, he sends me a video of him with his new shot, and it's like 180 degrees completely different. And I don't know how he did that in 2 days, but eventually he just made that his shot, and he became more and more confident throughout the season. A couple of games, he had 20-point games. He's very athletic, can also dunk the ball. And it's unfortunate we never got one. He did have one chance to do it in a game, but he decided to lay it up instead. I don't know why, but we were all upset with him after that. But yeah, just a solid basketball player all around. Played the 3 spot for us, and also played point guard sometimes for us too. Enough said. The honorable mention for all league here, Puneet Singh. All right, this next player, the moment that he walked onto this campus, one of the purest shot forms that I have ever seen. But the previous JV coach didn't let him shoot for some reason. So when he became a sophomore, he started dominating games, and the whole defense had to realize where he was. And he was just carrying the team for several games in a row. And when he got hurt, that team really struggled. This year, I asked him a little bit more of him, not just shooting, but playing inside, guarding bigger guys, and being there on the interior, getting rebounds, and becoming a better passer and overall player. And he really stepped up to the challenge. One of the highlights for me this year for him was after our first game against Christopher. I believe he had basically the worst game of his career. He just played like it wasn't him. And then, he expected me to get incredibly mad at him, but I basically just told him that I have the utmost faith that you're going to figure this out. I have confidence in you. The coaches and players have confidence in you. Don't let this game get you down. It's one game. And then he proceeds to get his confidence back and absolutely cooks everybody in practice the next day. And then against Lee, he starts pulling step-back threes against double coverage. And I'm just like, where has this guy been this entire season, right? But he started to become that towards the end of the year, which is why he is also an honorable mention and our Offensive Player of the Year, Aiden Len. All right, this next player, we've had definitely an interesting relationship over the years. I knew when he stepped on campus, I knew he had all the potential in the world. He had the size, he had the pedigree, he had the skills. But one of the things that I always harped on him was, you gotta, for lack of a better term, realize your potential, right? I knew that he had a lot of positive things going for him in the future. And last year, he was our most improved player because last year was the first time, in my opinion, that he really stepped up to the table and started to realize his potential. This year, he grew in other ways other than being an offensive player. He stepped up to the challenge and guarded some of the biggest guys that we've ever played against here at EV. Some of them very skilled, some of them very athletic. But he never backed down from any of those challenges. As good as those players were, he was just as good as them, and he showed it both sides of the court. When he was in the game, he changed the dynamic of how defenses guarded us. He get doubled in the post quite often. He can pull up from 3. And on defense, he was our rim protector for the most part. When he stayed out of foul trouble, he was a force inside. And it was very difficult for other teams to score inside when he walled up and didn't commit fouls. So he has earned the second team all-league honors and is our defensive player of the year, Yusuf Afifi.
Go, Yusuf.
All right. So this next player, I remember having a Zoom conference during the pandemic with his parents and him. when he decided he wanted to come out for basketball. And Zach, you remember that the first time we talked? I asked him one question. I was like, I've seen Praneet play. Are you as good as him? He's just like, I'm better. I was like, all right. I love the confidence, right? And you know, as soon as I saw him play as a freshman, I knew that he was going to be our starting point guard for as long as he was here. So he's been our starting point guard for the last 3 seasons. And that's a big just luxury for me and any head coach to have the same point guard for 3 seasons in a row is just one of the best things that you can possibly ask for as a coach. But unfortunately this summer, he had a very unfortunate accident in the game that caused him to miss an extended amount of time in the offseason and a few preseason games this year too. It was definitely a struggle coming back, and it was a struggle for us to play without him. We missed his presence on defense, we missed his court leadership on offense, and his leadership on and off the court. And you know, he was going through it, and we were there for him, but he needed to get through it. And when he did, and he came back, his first game, he had 4 fouls and 6 turnovers in about 8 minutes. And it was hilarious. You know, I wasn't mad. I was like, he was gassed. He couldn't move on defense. It was funny because I'd never seen him like that, right? But he started to get his wind back. He started to get his conditioning and his confidence back. And you know, our season this year would have been much different. Well, a lot of these guys weren't here, but it would have been much different if he had not been able to come back and play the way that he did. He usually had to guard the other team's best wing player, which a lot of teams had very good wing players this year. In the playoff game, he took it upon himself to also guard the best player on the other team as well. But it wasn't just what he did on the court in terms of stats. It was the way that he brought the team together in times when we were in crisis. He exemplified the leadership of by example and with his voice this year a lot more than previous years. And you know, last year he was our defensive player of the year, and I easily could have given that award to him again because he changed the game so much on defense. But in our opinion, one of the most, if not the most prestigious award that we have on this team was we asked players to vote for who is the teammate of the year. And the guy who won that award this year, along with second team all league, is Izzy Subadar. And finally, wait, did I give you, I think I might have given you one too many certificates. The one in the back. Okay. So this last player here, when he stepped on our campus in the summer of 2022, I saw him take a jump shot, and I'm like, who's this kid? Right? Never seen him before. And before I can even introduce myself to him, he walks up to me and says, "Hey coach, my name's Andre, I'm transferring here next year." And I'm like, wow, that's nice. You know, we don't get that often at EV. But then I learned that Andre grew up in this area. He went to Shibuya, he knows all these guys, and he attended MIDI for the first 2 years of his high school career, and decided to come back to his home school and play with the guys he grew up with. And you know, he fit right in from the day that he joined into the squad. You know, he's always been a great basketball player, but more so about Andre is that he's also just an incredibly good person. That, you know, every time he walks into the room, he brings up the mood. He's always talking to all the guys around him, making them feel better, you know, always bringing people to smile and laugh. And then when it came down to handling business, Andre was as serious as anybody. And very, very hard worker, dedicated to the craft, dedicated to his teammates, and dedicated to himself. You know, he led by example, and we relied on him heavily this year, and the other teams basically were saying, look out for number 0, that's the guy they go to, look out for 0, look out for 0, and that was Andre. And still, even with guys like, you know, picking him up full court, doubling him as soon as he drove, he would still be able to get his and take pressure off other people. And, you know, the coaches this year recognized him as a first-team all-leaguer, And honestly, for the guys that won awards, if our record was a little bit better, we probably would have even gotten more first teams or even a couple of the special awards that we did last year. But he was our teammate of the year last year, and he easily could have won that award this year, as many of the players voted. But in my opinion, what he brought to our team, his consistency, his defense and offense, and his leadership both on and off the court earned him the MVP honors of our team and first team All-League honors in the eyes of the coaches of our league, and that is Andre Gutierrez. And so, one more thing to close this out. As the coaches truly say, our appreciation for all of you here knows no bounds. We do this for the passion of the game. We do this because we love our players, and we get the amazing support from all of the families sitting here in front of us. Bringing all the food to this banquet, being there at the games for us, driving our players to and from these crazy road games like the Gilroy tournament, which we're not doing next year. So, you don't have to drive there anymore. But we do play Gilroy, Live Oak, and Toronto in League Niches, and still have to drive there. But I just, the amount of effort that you all put in to make this possible, it doesn't go by us. We know that it's not possible without the love and support that you all give us. And we really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for everything. And that basically closes out what we have to say. So,
We have to say something.
Yes, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Right?
If we can maneuver this
Can we
way.
move on that side, please?
Move that way? Wow. It looks so nice.
The boys over here before we start. Boys, senior boys, please. Senior boys, senior. You haven't graduated yet. Let's actually take a picture before we have a little speech. Come closer, Coach. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile, boys. Okay.
Okay, look over here. 1, 2, 3.
One more.
Oh. We're good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they kind of made me say speech last minute, so bear with me here. So first of all, I would like to thank all the coaches and all the parents that came out today for setting all this up, and a shout out to the coaches too for we gave you guys our commitment, but you guys also gave you guys' our commitment. That makes sense. Yeah, I know. But I appreciate that from you guys. And I couldn't ask for a better coach. I've only been here for 2 years, but you guys made me feel at home right away, as you guys said, and I appreciate you a lot. And as a little gift, all the senior parents brought together gift baskets and cake, and the general managers too. The GMs over here also baked you a little cake over here.
I don't even remember when I took that picture.
Yeah. So
James, right? Yeah.
We're gonna be passing them out now. So this one.
Oh, we get some wine?
Yes,
We having that tonight.
Coach A.
We also have one for your brother.
Oh,
So you
okay.
might want to take his.
Yeah, I'll be drinking his wine.
And then we have one for Coach Graham and Coach B as well.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Where's...
So you want to explain Coach Famsit? Coach Fam?
I have
Aiden?
Yeah.
Coach Fam? The card, little bit mixed up.
Not a problem.
And this is your coach.
Thank you.
And then, last but not least,
Lastly, we have a cake, and we'd like to sing you a happy birthday since it is your special day. So if we could all sing for Coach A on the count of 3.
hold on.
Oh, geez.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Coach A. Happy birthday to you.
Dude, you guys were so off rhythm. I tried.
Pick it up and
wait, we go. It will go off.
That's really
Don't burn
dangerous.
here. Happy birthday. Where are the other two? Coach Bill.
We should let you have the honor of a piece.
Oh, me?
Hi, yeah. You're the birthday boy? Yeah. Sorry, it's a little bit of a makeshift.
All right. Is this the one you described? Like the
Yeah.
chocolate with
Yeah,
the... Nice.
It's chocolate burnt.
Chocolate with the burnt almond on top.
Here, you can
I
have the
didn't even know
first
they
piece.
made it.
Yeah.
I'm double your guys' age. Old now. 40? Yeah.
We'll cut cake for everybody to eat.